What's up, folks? Welcome back to BrickBooks, and if you're new here, this is where we talk about Lego investing. That is buying Lego sets and holding them after they retire. They're no longer available in retail stores and the value starts to rise before we sell them again. And this channel is dedicated entirely to Lego investing, and I'm excited to be back. I've had another few weeks off. I know it's been 2 months or so without that many videos, but it's about to massively change. Some of the projects that I've been working on behind the scenes are now wrapped up, and I'm excited to get more consistent videos out there for you all in the very near future. And today I'm really excited about this one because we're going to talk about Lego sets that were scheduled to retire that are no longer retiring. So in the world of Lego investing, retirement is super important, because after a set is no longer being manufactured, it's no longer available in retail stores, is when the demand continues to be there, because there's a lot of collectability. People still love the set, but the supply starts to dwindle, it comes down, and so the price starts to go up on marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, Bricklink, and others. And after retirement is when our value starts to appreciate. So we should be paying attention to retirement. It is an important thing in our world. And so when we're buying Lego sets, we may want to focus on that retirement date as a time when, before that retirement date, we should be buying heavier to make sure that we are stocking up on the set. And then after that retirement date is when we might consider to actually sell that set. Now, the thing is, sometimes retirement dates can change. It is not entirely visible. The Lego group don't share all of their retirement dates with us, so we need to take this information from multiple different sources, piece the story together before we decide which sets to buy. And after, after those dates are out there, they can also change. So the Lego group have an ever-changing strategy when it comes to what sets are going to stick around and not, and it could be based on things like demand, and it could be based on things like difficulty of manufacturing and supply chain and oversupply and all sorts of different things that may make them want to keep a set on the shelf for a little bit longer. And we see this quite often. It is not out of the ordinary in our world to think that something is retiring at the end of 2022 and then hear that it has been pushed out to the end of 2023 or beyond. It does happen, and it is just one of those things that we need to deal with as Lego investors. Right here at the top, I'd like to say that it's no huge deal, okay? It is no huge deal. So if one of your sets appears on this list, we're going to walk through some sets that have been pushed out that are no longer retiring. If one of your sets appears on this list that you've invested in, don't worry about it, don't stress about it. It happens to every single Lego investor out there, okay? Don't stress about it. That eventually you will still make money on this. Eventually your investment will pay off, because it just means a little bit of a longer hold time, right? That's really what it means. At the end of this list, we will talk about my thoughts and perspectives on how I like to approach it when I have some of my sets that get extended and different things like that. But first, without delaying any further, let's just jump in. Let's talk about some Lego sets that were scheduled to retire in 2022 at some point, and then over the course of the last couple of months, something has changed. Now, some of these may be old news to some of you Lego investors out there, because I did go back a couple of months. So some of these changes happened months like March, February. There were changes made to the retirement list, and I'm including those here because we haven't done this here on YouTube yet. So I want to include kind of a good sample size here of different sets that have had their dates moved over the last 6 months or so. So let's jump in, and we're going to kick off here with Harry Potter. So let's talk about Lego Harry Potter and two big sets. Well, one big set, one small set, but still big in terms of demand. Two sets have had their dates change. Hogwarts Castle, the Lego Hogwarts Castle, iconic $400 Lego set in the Harry Potter theme with 6,020 pieces. Massive set. 71043 is the set number on this one, and I've talked about this set quite a lot in the past, and I am a big fan of this set, both for personal build and also I think it's going to be a good investment whenever that time comes. The minifigs are highly exclusive. They're not available anywhere else, these 4 head of houses minifigs, and they alone sell for $100 on eBay. So if you wanted to get this for personal build, that's a quick tip to knock down your price by $100. Just sell those minifigs. It's a great set. Now, the thing is, it has been pushed out. So the retirement date on this one has actually been pushed 2 years to 2024. Now, that's according to Brick Fanatics, and I've taken the information on what we're walking through in this video from a couple of different sources. Brick Fanatics is a blog that shows retirement dates, and they release updates, and it is a good, like, in my tests I've found it to be pretty accurate. It's you know, for the most part it can be accurate when cross-referenced with other sources. And so you could watch what they say, and then you could keep your ear to the ground when it comes to the communities and what people are saying from other sources. Some of the sources that I have access to include distributor invoices and different things like that you know, kind of also kind of give another layer of truth to what I see in some of these blogs. But I found Brick Fanatics to be pretty good overall. And they are saying that Hogwarts has been pushed out to 2024, a whole 2 years after it was scheduled to retire in 2022. So if you've invested in the Hogwarts Castle, then you're going to have a much longer hold time on this one. Unfortunately, it is a 2-year delay, which is pretty significant. Now, you know, we don't see that on some of the others we're going to walk through today. Most of them have been pushed 1 year to 2023 retirement date, but this one, 2024, not great for Hogwarts Castle. Moving on now, we also have another Harry Potter set. We have the Hedwig set. I love these Harry Potter birds that they're doing. Well, not all birds, but they have the Hedwig, they have the fox, the phoenix, and now they also have the Hungarian horntail dragon. Displayable pieces that look great together on a shelf. A lot of collectability, a lot of, you know, when someone buys Hedwig, they're also going to want to buy fox. The same sort of thing that I love so much about the Star Wars helmets. Star Wars helmet sets have so much collectability. Nobody can buy just one of those things, right? So, and I feel the same way about these models for Harry Potter. So Hedwig was scheduled to retire in 2022, and it has been pushed out. This is an exclusive in the US for Barnes & Noble, so you're not going to find this everywhere, and you can't get it on Walmart at 20% off, for example. So I have high hopes for it as an investment, but it has now been pushed out. So it's 2023 is the retirement date on the Hedwig set now. This has 630 pieces, 1 minifig, and 75979 is the set number on this one. So if you've been investing in Hedwig, again, that is a pushed out retirement date now, and it is the end of 2023. Moving into Ninjago, and this one may hit hard for some Lego investors. I know that, you know, there's definitely some of the kind of more experienced Lego investors out there are very, very excited about the Ninjago City Gardens, because the 2 previous large-scale Ninjago City-based sets have performed incredibly well over time, and so there's a lot of high hopes for the City Gardens set. Unfortunately though, the retirement date has been moved out from 2022 to 2023, and so this is something that some people probably bought a lot of. It is packed full of minifigs. If you look at the list of minifigs in this set, and also just the colors and different parts in this set, the part of value on this set is incredible. However, the number of parts, the number of different lots, the number of different types of parts in this box makes it a pretty difficult part out. But it is a $300 set, Ninjago theme, 5,686 pieces, 19 minifigures, and the set number is 71741, Ninjago City Gardens, and you will unfortunately need to wait a little bit longer to unload these sets if you have invested in it already. I will be a buyer of this set when the time comes. I won't go massively heavy in it because it is a $300 set, and although I've kind of liked to buy slightly higher price sets recently than I used to a couple of years ago, I still hesitate to go very, very deep when something is $300, $400 or higher. I love $150 to $200 price points, but 300 is it adds some complications to the investment. However, it also means less effort to put your money to work when you're buying $300 Lego sets. But this one I'll be making an exception for because I'm a big fan of this set whenever the time comes. Moving into Star Wars, we have the Razor Crest. Now this one, this date changed a good few months ago at this point, but it was previously scheduled to retire in 2022. Now it is 2023, so it has been pushed out a year, and this is Lego Star Wars Razor Crest. This is an exclusive in the US to Amazon. Very infrequently discounted. It's hard to get a great deal on this set because it is exclusive, and Amazon don't feel like they need to drop the price because they're not competing with anybody. $130 set with 1,023 pieces inside the box. Set number 75292. Awesome set. And whenever this one does retire, as long as it doesn't get re-released, which is something that we got to look out for with Star Wars ships, I think that it will do very well. Now, a more expensive version of this set, like a UCS set, could also damage the value on this, and that is something that we should keep in mind. And we have seen that happen in the past in different places where, you know, a set was lower priced and then a new one comes in, and even though it's substantially different because it is much more expensive, like Elsa's Castle for example, it can impact the lower priced version's opportunity to grow in price, because who's going to pay $300 for this Razor Crest if 2 years from now there is a UCS $300 set on the shelf or $200 set on the shelf? So that could impact the Razor Crest prospects. In any case, I think that it has a lot of potential, but it is not retiring this year. Another Star Wars set that is sticking around is the 501st Legion Clone Troopers. This is a $30 set, a battle pack of Clone Troopers and droids. For Clone Troopers 2 droids, it is set number 75280 with 285 pieces. If you want to build a Clone Trooper army, this is the best way to do it. And the demand on this set is insane. It is so high, in fact, that the LEGO Group have decided to keep the set around for longer. It doesn't make sense to them to actually retire this set because of that demand. And you know, the collectability of these minifigs and the quantity of people who want to build these Clone Trooper armies. If you think about an army in the Star Wars universe that you want to build, you know, a lot of people are going to turn to Clone Troopers. And so this one is highly demanded, and probably will be even more so demanded in the coming weeks when we have the new ObiWan Kenobi show hitting the Disney Plus streaming service. So this one was scheduled to retire in 2022, has been pushed out. I own probably 30 of these, and I was planning on going a lot deeper. Unfortunately, that won't be happening this year now with the date changes. So that is it for Star Wars. And then next up we have, and I actually do want to say that this list is not exhaustive. It doesn't have every single change that have happened in the last couple of months. It is some of the highlights of the changes in the last couple of months, the ones that I kind of wanted to make sure that people realized. Because even if you know, this information has been out there in blogs like Brick Fanatics and different places, but some of you probably haven't seen that, and so I wanted to just surface this up so, you know, maybe some people could realize it, and if you were planning to invest in some of these sets soon, you can make a decision now with this information in mind. So moving into Disney, we have the Madrigal House. This is from the Encanto movie, $50 Lego set. This is an awesome set when it comes to demand. This set has had difficulty being in stock in most places because it is just, the demand is so high. This movie was an absolute hit, and I don't think LEGO Group anticipated just how much of a hit it would be, because they had scheduled this set to retire in 2022. You know, it would have been a very short shelf life for such a big kind of a demanded set, you know, using an IP or brand that is so strong right now with Encanto. So they extended it because, of course, why wouldn't you? So it was supposed to retire in 2022. Now it's 2023. The Madrigal House $50 set. It is 43202, 587 pieces. This one has massive potential as well. I think this one could really fly if you can get it at a good price. You know, before retirement, then it might be worth looking deeper at. Next up, we have a LEGO Friends set. This is the Pet Daycare Center. Was scheduled to retire in 22, has been pushed out. This is a $70 set, and it is 41718 with 593 pieces. So if you are a big LEGO Friends fan and you've been watching this set, just pay attention to that retirement date change. If you combine LEGO Friends with pets, that's a recipe for a win, right? It's a really nice set with I think a lot of potential, especially with those pet pieces in there, but again, has been pushed out, so just pay attention to that date. Next up, we have LEGO Ideas Treehouse. This set has caused so much confusion and so much worry in the world of LEGO investing. It has been crazy. This set was scheduled to retire at the end of 2020 initially, and so people were buying this back in 2020. And also it was hard to find in 2020 because it sold out during the COVID bump that we had, where Lego became kind of harder to find and the demand had a massive spike. And this sold out everywhere and the prices were shooting up, and everybody kind of started thinking this is going to be a great investment when it retires because of what happened during COVID. And it didn't retire at the end of 2020. It got pushed out of 22. Now it's been pushed out again to 2023. So some Lego investors have had this sitting on the shelf since 2020. And it's going to be a while longer now. So, I mean, you can decide what to do with this set if you are an investor in the Treehouse. But unfortunately, it will be sitting on your shelf a little bit longer. This one never fails to disappoint. It's an amazing set. I absolutely love the Lego Ideas Treehouse. Just the look of it is incredible. I mean, I would make a couple of small changes to it. I don't like the studs being on show and the trunk and different things like that, but it is an incredible set. And you can change the leaves. It's really, really cool. So it's got 3,036 pieces. It is set number 21318, and it's very unique. It's very, very different than most sets out there. We have a lot of different Treehouse sets out there in the Lego Friends theme and other themes. There has been Treehouses with Frozen as well. But this one, it's just way, way more detailed and kind of in-depth than any other depiction that the Lego Group have ever put out there of a treehouse. And, you know, treehouses are just so cool to kids, right? It is such a common or popular kind of idea, is kind of the idea of treehouses. So this one, I think, will continue to have demand for a long time after retirement. But unfortunately, by the time it does retire, it will have had a very long shelf life. So a lot of the fans and collectors out there will have already bought it by then. Will that impact the afterlife? We don't know, right? It remains to be seen. In any case, it is a really cool set. Moving on to Batman, we have a Batman set here, the Penguin Chase. One of the really, really cool sets from the newest movie, of course, The Batman. This was scheduled to have a very, very short shelf life and retire in 2022. Which is the same year that the movie was actually released. But again, sometimes I think Lego Group plans for these things not knowing how well the movie's going to do. The movie has been a massive hit, and so this has been extended. So demand on this set is definitely high. It is the Penguin Chase, a $30 Lego set with 392 pieces, and it is set number 76180. And this, I love the price point on this set as well. A $30 Batmobile. That is really, really cool. It has a lot of potential to, you know, really kind of take off, because you can get this at a discount a lot of the time, and you know, and then you'll be able to probably see pretty good returns on this. But we have to wait a while longer before the retirement. Moving into the last set now, and this is a Lego Minecraft set. I have made no secrets of the fact that I'm a big Lego Minecraft fan. When it comes to investment, they do have a lot of potential to grow in value. Some of the price points are amazing in terms of you know, their ability to grow, and there's a lot of collectability between them, and the kind of fan mentality of Minecraft is huge, right? It has a huge impact on it, just like Star Wars does, just like Harry Potter. So even if you don't understand Minecraft, I kind of, you know, I think that maybe you should take a look at this theme. But the Rune Portal is sticking around for a while longer. It was scheduled to retire in 22, now it is 23. It is a $30 Lego set. Set number 21172 with 316 pieces. There are a handful of other Minecraft sets to choose between this year that will be retiring. However, this one is not retiring. It is sticking around for a while longer, again, according to Brick Fanatics at least. And I have cross-referenced a lot of these sets on this list with other sources, and it does seem to be pretty good when it comes to that cross-reference. So that is the Rune Portal, that is the Minecraft set. Like I mentioned, there are a handful of other sets as well, but this is 10 of the highlights that I wanted to call out for you. Now, what does this mean for us Lego investors? I personally don't worry too much over this, and I really want to urge you not to worry too much over this. If you've invested in any of these sets, if you are sitting on a couple of tree houses right now, or, you know, or Hedwigs or Hogwarts castles, don't worry too much about it, right? At the end of the day, investing in Lego is still, you know, it's still gonna be pretty good in the long term, because Lego is something that has a lot of intrinsic value. It is something that has a lot of continued and sustained demand over time, and when that retirement date does happen, the price will start to rise. It is very, very consistent, especially on these sets, because a lot of these sets that I showed here are going to be good investments, right? They are great sets with high demand. They are not the kind of sets that will drop in price after retirement or anything like that. You will not lose money on them. You will just have to hold a little bit longer. And you know, and then we need to make considerations on what we want to do there, because if some of them like Hogwarts Castle is sticking around for 2 years longer, and so that is kind of a decision that we should all make about whether we should just try and sell at the cost price right now. Because if you have a couple of those on your shelf and you need to wait another 2.5 years before it actually retires, and then you got to wait another year or two after retirement for the appreciation, for the price to grow, in my opinion, at that point, it might be worth listing it on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist and try to just sell it for cost price. And maybe if you bought it at 20% below retail, you might be able to get that sale. You might be able to sell it for cost price. Just make sure you're accounting for any marketplace fees. So if you're selling on Amazon or eBay, you're gonna have to pay fees. That is personally what I would do if I have another 2-year hold time. Now on some of these sets that have been extended, I'm probably not gonna sell them all. You know, it just kind of depends on each case by case. I do have a few of these sets. I have some Treehouses, for example. I did not start buying the Hogwarts Castle. I don't plan to go extremely deep into the Hogwarts Castle, so I was kind of lucky in that way. But if I did have them, that is what I'd do. I probably would sell them right now and try to break even. Then you can take that money, you can invest it in something that definitely is retiring. Now, but if you don't want to sell and you don't want to put the work in, you want to just hold it during that time, you will still do fine. You're just going to have a longer hold time. Okay, so that's just something we need to pay attention to. And longer hold time means less time for compounding and different things like that in your business. Now, what else can we learn from this? Well, it's important that we always understand that these dates change all the time, right? They change all the time. So if you look at a retirement date once a year, it's not going to be enough, okay? If you just look at the list once a year, whenever the Stone Wars list comes out, for example, Stone Wars are less commonly updating their list than Brick Fanatics are. And if you pay attention only to the Stone Wars list or one of the other lists, and you don't look at the updates that come out every so often, or you don't listen to the communities and see what people are saying, then you may miss a change. And if you miss a change, then you know you might be still buying some of these sets, even though you could be turning your attention a little bit away from them to some of the stuff that are going to retire soon. Now, there's different opinions out there on whether you should or shouldn't be buying stuff that are retiring over a year from now in 2023 and different things. Some Lego investors have no problem doing that because they want to consistently buy over time to build up a larger position in the set. For me personally, I prefer to see sets retiring sooner, but that is just a matter of opinion and different strategies and different things like that. So you can decide for yourself if you want to continue buying these sets even though they've been pushed out. You know, that's totally up to you and the way you like to approach your business. So we just got to be aware that the dates change. Even these dates that I'm showing here are subject to change. We should always know that. We should always be expecting that and keep our ears to the ground. That is why it's so important to be part of the communities, of course, because if you are part of a Lego investing community, you can pay attention to what people are talking about and get the most up-to-date information. We have a community linked in the description below. We have a free Lego investing Facebook group, completely free to join. I definitely think you should go and join that group if you aren't there already. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I'm Shane from brickbucks.net. If you enjoyed this, please do hit that like button and make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.